Yo people, welcome back to another video. You already know what time it is. It's time for the not so daily dosage, and it's absolutely madness because it is becoming daily, and it's twice now. This is the second time. I had plans this evening. I was going to give you London Club's Carnage. That's what I had planned. That's what I had cooking in the oven. I was prepping, okay? But Demizio, he is prepping more than me because he's got more carnage for the TL than you could ever wish for and could ever see. This man is absolutely decimating and destroying the Chelsea community right now with news. They just cannot handle it. And it is nuts, okay? And I don't even know where to start, to be honest, while I do. But we're going to start with, obviously, Marina. Marina is leaving the club. And we did kind of expect this. We spoke about this on Twitch with Ben Jacobs from CBS. We knew that Marina was going to leave potentially and most likely after that August period. When the transfer window was done, the transition period was a little bit more settled. We had, had the negotiations, had her contacts, her knowledge with agents, and all of the experience that she brings to the role. And then we move into the next transfer window, maybe in January and the next summer, with a new hierarchy and a new board. But no, Chelsea on Monday have decided that they're going to move mad. Todd Boehly has pressed the red button about 5 times today. He said, Buck, you better move to a smaller office. Marina, pack your stuff up. Out you go. Take that extra large suitcase. Keep it moving. Lukaku, I've burned your belongings, mate. Do you know what I mean? I've burned your belongings. This is just carnage today. It's absolutely madness. The weekend things were bubbling up and now it's all coming to light. Todd Boehly, of course, expected to be the new chairman, and Marina is looking like she's out of the way. And we know that Todd Boehly is basically running that Lukaku deal as well with Inter Milan. So much going on. Marina is one of those characters that she's very controversial. People really don't know how to analyze her time here. She was never a scout, very important to mention. But there's definitely, for me, question marks and red flags over that wage bill, the contracts that we've offered, the tactics and the technique as to why we offer such high wages to new players that just join. Where's the incentives? Why are they on such a high base? And now we try to sell them. There's struggles, there's issues. Other clubs don't want to pay the players that we pay high wages, and, opportunistic deals that I feel like have blocked pathways for youth and things like that. But on the whole, she's had definitely some ups as well. She's had some brilliant moments as well, getting the money back on Morata, the Hazard sale, and so many things. So obviously the sponsorship deals and whatnot. So it looks like she's coming towards the end of her time, and we really are now moving into the Bowie era, and it's mad. It's all just kicking off. It's going to be a whole new board, and I'm looking forward to change. I'm looking forward to it. Change is always healthy. It's always good to keep things changing at the status quo at the top of any business, any company, any government. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of carnage we cook up here. But let's get into the transfer news, right? This is wild. We've started negotiations with West Ham for Armando Broja. Now, everybody says, Cobham players that are doing well last season out on loan, they're all going to get their opportunity to come back into the first team in pre-season, impress Tuchel, tap dance, and, take Tuchel on a whirlwind of their ability and show them the capacity of what they can bring to this first team squad. Well, it would appear that not everybody may not get the opportunity to do so. Now, listen, most of them, I'm sure, will get the opportunity to impress, but some may not. And, maybe Broja falls into that category. 6 goals last season for Southampton. He didn't exactly light up the Premier League, but he has potential. People will say, listen, he could kick on maybe in a better team, get more goals. He's still very young. He's still developing. And we've been here before, maybe with Tammy Abraham. Now, for me, Broja, I've never really overhyped him, and I've never just, said absolutely no chance. He's kind of sitting in the middle. You have to see how he develops. He's playing in a position, though, that I do deem to be a position that doesn't have much patience. And we saw that with Tammy. It's very hard to break through, in my opinion, as a striker at this football club, a club of this magnitude. And goalkeeper, I would apply the same logic. It's the two positions where you cannot hide. You have to put that ball in the back of the net. If you do miss chances on a regular, which our big money signings do anyway, but if you do miss chances on a regular, it costs us directly points. And it's the same with goalkeepers. You make mistakes, you cost us goals, you cost us points. There's nowhere to hide. No one's going to cover you. And it's not a position that managers at the top level tend to give a lot of patience to, especially as first choice. And maybe Broja, maybe, he signed a new 5-year contract last summer. I thought that would buy him some time. Maybe it's actually just risen his price up and made sure that we sell him for a maximum amount. But maybe the player has seen regular first team football at Southampton and he said, you know what? I want to keep playing football in the Premier League. I want to keep developing, playing week in, week out. I don't want to come in and sit behind Kai. The reason why I'm quite surprised this is taking place is because we're about to sell Lukaku. So we're about to go down from 3 strikers to 1 at the moment, if you even want to call Kai a striker. So that's opening up the door for a lot of moves in the attacking department. You know, you can't really, in my opinion, even go into the season with 2 players that can play centrally, let alone only 1. So that really does now lead into the fact as to why we've been linked with Richarlison a lot in the last couple of days, even more heavily today. You know, there's a lot of links to Richarlison and saying that Chelsea are serious in their interest and they would be slightly ahead of Everton. Slightly ahead of Arsenal and Tottenham in the queue if it was to come down to a bidding war between the 3 clubs. I think that's more really between Chelsea and Tottenham, considering that Arsenal are going for Gabriel Jesus. They're also linked with Rafinha and, of course, not Patrick Vieira, not Patrick Vieira, the other Vieira. Excuse me. Overhyping. Anyway, so listen, I only expected 2 strikers in. And 2 strikers out, you know, in terms of the forward department. It looks like it could be 3-3. You never know. We're definitely opening ourselves up for that potential. And that's going to be mad if that's the case. Now, also, on just under me, you can see Zuma plus Broja equals Rice. I have a little theory. I got a little hunch that this is planned and it's something going on deeper than just selling players to West Ham back-to-back summers. I have a little feeling, a little inkling, a little guess that this has got something to do with building up a relationship and a rapport with West Ham for the future purchase of Decland Rice, potentially even this summer, and most likely now a bid after this all goes through, because we sold them Zuma last summer. Again, a valuable player, a player that suited them very well, a player that they were definitely going to get great use out of, and they have. Now we're selling them up and coming young, promising striker that has a lot of interest from other clubs as well. And we could even do with potentially in a rotational position. We're selling him potentially to West Ham. Around about 25 to 30 million is what the negotiation is reported at to start with from Demozio. Now, will there be a buyback? A lot of people will want a buyback potentially because they want a safeguard. I don't know. I don't think West Ham will want to put a buyback. So if there isn't a buyback, for me, that even more pushes in the direction of a future potential bid for Declan Rice. But if you're trying to soften up, if you're trying to sweeten up, you know, a London rival in this manner by selling them 2 players, that only, for me, points in one direction. That is bidding for their captain, their DM, Thomas Tuchel's top target, Declan Rice. And I'm just spitballing here, but that's what I expect to happen and what I expect to come from all of this. If you're selling, like I said, to a direct competitor in West Ham, maybe in a competitive sense, people will say no, but they still are knocking around in the European places. It's not exactly like you're selling to a team that is not, you know, just across the Thames. So for me, I smell something fishy going on. Yeah, I really do. And that's not a Thames reference because no fish can survive in the Thames. But this is, I can smell something. I can smell something. So keep your eyes on it, people. But it's going to be very interesting. Like I said, we're early days. This is only just broke in terms of Broja and the negotiations with West Ham. The 2 clubs negotiating, that is. And it is a little bit of a shock that maybe Tuchel's just ready to start negotiating. But we did see a few reports that Tuchel's looking for a fluid front 3, you know, interchangeable front 3, and you know, Sterling, Richarlison, they can kind of all play in both flanks. Richarlison can play down the middle. You got Dembele as well linked. This could be the way that he's looking to gear it up, you know, potentially like Sterling, Dembele, and Richarlison, along with Pulisic. You'd expect to stay. Maybe Ziyech is at a huge risk now. You know, he doesn't really fall into that interchangeable, fluid, you know, front 3. I guess he's only obviously going to play on that right hand side. And if we're not going to switch to that back 4 and we're not going to play out and out wingers, you could definitely understand how Ziyech maybe you wouldn't be getting the best out of him on that right flank. He's not really flourished in that inverted 10 position as much as he has on the right wing. So many possibilities here. But if we are going to get rid of Broja, we are transforming our attack even more than I thought we were. So guys, I am just trying to keep up at this point. It's nuts. It really is. But that is my little... yeah, that's my little hunch there. That little thing at the bottom. Just keep that in your noggin. It's definitely developing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. If my thoughts on Richarlison and Sterling, I would have preferred. I mean, we have to get Dembele, in my opinion, profile wise. If you're going to get a Richarlison, if you're going to get a Sterling to go on that flank, maybe that left hand side, even down the middle, I want to see an elite passer come into this team. I'm not over ecstatic, over excited about the signings of Sterling and Richarlison. I think Sterling is a better addition, in my opinion, than a Richarlison. But Richarlison's, you know, he's got good statistics for Everton, double-digit goal scorer, etc. You know, apparently Tuchel likes him for his hunger, for his desire, for his passion, for his aggression, all of those things, all those intangibles. He plays for Brazil. You know, he's not a bad player at all. Do I think he's going to take us to the next level? No. Do I think he kind of keeps us where we are, which is top 4 kind of in that kind of area? Yes. But if we are going to go for these 2 players, or both of them, one of them, we need, for me, an elite passer. You need the other type of winger in a Dembele, even though you know my thoughts on Dembele with the injury concern. But now I'm starting to really just push that to the side, because I don't want to have all of these wingers that will get goals, but who will play the pass to them? Who will put them in that position, advanced in behind that line of defense? Who will find them? You know, and I'm not going to rely upon our current options to do that. So I want to have that balance. I'd even like a Rafinha, you know, on that right wing. If we couldn't get Dembele for any reason, then Rafinha would be another option. But Leeds are asking for a lot of money. Arsenal have apparently made a bid, or they're about to make a bid for Rafinha. It's all kicking off, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. You know, the Gabriel Jesus situation, it's mad. It really is all mad. So keep an eye on things. But those are my opinions at the moment in terms of this little West Ham debacle, this little West Ham discussion that is taking place with 2 of our players in the last 2 windows. And for me, it only leads in one way, and that is Rice. Yeah. There you are. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. London's Club Carnage will come out tomorrow, I guess. And I'll see you guys next time in a bit, people. Peace. Big up your damn sauce. Make sure you smash up the icons, okay? Because I've got a little sneeze, and this is not easy. But we rolling with it today. We gonna roll. Yeah, we gonna roll. Perfect.